What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is video number 2 of the Tinkercad tutorial series. Tonight I'm going to show you how to add text to an object. We're going to embed it and we're going to keep it raised above. And you can add any word you want, any numbers. So I'll show you that, and then I'm going to show you how to make castle walls and towers in case you want to experiment and play around with making your own models for like Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer, those sort of games, kind of terrain pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and get Tinkercad pulled up on the computer and we'll get right into it. Thanks. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up Tinkercad here. And if you remember from the first video of how to put objects on the work plane, we're just going to grab a square and we're going to set it right there on the work plane. Now, I like to make my keychains about 3.5, 4 inches long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this center black square and just pull it out to what I need. Now, if you can't get the exact measurement that you want by pulling on the points here, just click on the number down here and enter it in, 3.5, and click away. Now that's exactly 3.5 inches. But of course, we don't want it that thick. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this top white square and we're just going to pull down until we get what we need. I'm going to go with 1/8 of an inch. All right. So we had the basic shape of our keychain, but now we want to add text, maybe somebody's name or the name of a business, something like that. So what we do is we come back over here to Basic Shapes menu, and we just scroll down a little bit to the Text tool. So you'll grab the Text tool and put it on the work plane. And this window will pop up, and you can see text right here. But in the box, the word text is there. Well, we definitely don't want that. So we'll just click in the box and hit backspace and delete it. Now we're going to add whatever word we want. I'm going to use maker mates. Okay? Click away. Now you can see that's way too big. That's just not going to work. So what we'll do, again, referencing the first video on how to size something, we're going to click on this and we're just going to grab one of these corner white squares. We're going to hold the shift key and just drag it back. Okay? And we're going to grab it and then we're going to take it and put it on top of the keychain. Well, as you can see, it's still too big. So what we'll do now is the same thing. One of these corner white squares, we're going to hold shift and left click the mouse and make it a little bit smaller. And then we'll grab it and pull it in. Now that is centered on there, but it's not perfectly centered. So what we'll do is we'll align this. We'll grab both of them, hit our align tool, and we will center it that way and center it that way. Now, we can keep this as a keychain. If you would like to keep the letters raised a little bit, all you have to do, union it together, come up here and hit union group, and now that's one keychain, okay? But we'll come up here and hit the undo button to get back to where we were, because we're going to actually embed the letters into the keychain. But we still can't do that yet. Even though we hit the undo button, we still have to come over here and highlight it and hit the ungroup button right here. With doing that, now it's back to being 2 objects instead of just 1. So now we need to make sure we click on the word, and then we're going to hit this little black triangle and pull it up. Okay? And I like to get a little bit of a side view when I do this. So you can see the words are actually up above the keychain. They're still centered because we haven't messed with that. But we're going to embed it now. So what we have to do is over here in the window, you'll see whole. We're going to turn this entire word into a whole. Just press it and you can see it changed to a transparent object. Now what we need to do is we need to come back over to it, take this top triangle and just pull it down just a little bit. You'll see it start to cut in just like that. Come underneath and make sure you're not coming out the bottom. But now when you have it embedded as deep as you would like, we just group it again. We select all of it and we hit the union group, and there you have it. That is how you embed or make a raised letter keychain. But I know you're saying, hey, wait a second, we need a hole for the key ring to go through. Well, you're right. Then that's not a big deal. So what we'll do is this time, same thing, basic shapes. We're going to come over here and we're going to grab a cylinder this time. And I think about 5 millimeters is good for a keychain hole. So what we have to do now is, because we're working in inches, we have to come here to settings, come here to units, and change it to metric. Now we can work in metric and not inches. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make this a 5 millimeter cylinder. Now what we do is the same thing. We hold the shift key, grab one of these squares on the corner, and just pull it down. Pull it down. And again, if you can't get the exact measure you want, just click on it and manually enter, hit enter, and there you go. It's 5 millimeters now, but it's way too short. So we're just going to grab it and we're going to pull it way up. That's fine. Okay, so now we're going to turn this into a hole. And as you can see up here in the corner, it says cylinder, and we're just going to click hole, and now it's transparent. So now you'll grab the cylinder and just bring it over and place it wherever you want the hole to be for the keychain. And make sure it goes all the way through. If it doesn't, or you don't think it does, just grab the top triangle and pull it down. Now it does. So there we go. And we will just group them all together with the union group button. And there you go. This will fit on your keychain now. And the words are embedded into the keychain. Okay, so that's that with the keychain and embedding text. What we're going to do now is I'm going to try to do this real quick. I don't want it to be a real long video, but I'm going to delete that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make like castle walls. So just grab a cube and we're just going to scale it down to what we think of a stone brick looks like. We'll just bring this on down a little bit, and then we're going to pull this corner here in the middle and do something like that. Kind of looks like a brick, a stone brick, but I don't like the way the corners are perfectly squared and sharp like that. So we can fix that. Just click on this, extend the box, and you'll see radius here. You'll grab the radius and just pull it to the right. And as you can see, I barely pulled it, and now the edges are kind of more round, kind of look more like a brick. But we're going to want a lot more of these bricks. So what we'll do is we will click on the brick, and we're going to click our duplicate and repeat icon up here beside the trash can. We're going to hit that, and then we're going to come down to our keys, arrow keys on the keyboard, and move it over. Now when you do this, you want to keep it to where it has just a little bit of a gap in between, just something like that. But we want to make a whole lot more. So what you do now is you just come up here and you hit the duplicate and repeat over and over again. So that's going to give you a good row of your first stones for your wall. Now, grab all of those and group them, and this becomes one object now. But of course we want more rows, so what we'll do now is we're going to go ahead and click on this. We're going to duplicate it again, and with the up arrow key we're just going to move it up. And again, just leave us a very slight gap in between there. We'll go just a little bit more. There we go. But this time you also want to offset it. So we're going to use, you can use either the left or right arrow key and just move it over. Just tap it until you get it to where you think the bricks are centered on each other. And that looks good to me. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and we'll group these two together by again hitting the union group button. So now we have two rows of bricks, but we're going to make a lot more. So we grab all of this because it's one object now, and we hit delete. I'm sorry, we hit duplicate, and we would go up on our arrow key, and you can just see just that fast. We now have 4 rows of bricks. But we're going to go further than that. Watch this. Keeping it just like it is, don't touch anything. We're going to hit the duplicate and repeat button, and our wall grows just like that. But now what we can do is it's staggered like this. We don't want it really staggered. We want a straight square wall. So what we can do is we can pull over a box hole and just put it, I would put it like right here, and then pull up, extend it out just like that. And what you want to do is you want to make sure it's up against the other bricks right here. And it's not. So we're going to make sure, turn it back around. Just hit the key. We got to highlight it. Sorry. Hit your arrow key over. There we go. And then all you do, you guessed it, you group it together. And that's going to cut off all those overhanging bricks. And it might take a little bit. You know, Tinkercad has to think sometimes, so it'll get there. And there you go. As you can see, they're all perfectly squared off now. And of course, again, you just do the same to the other side. Stretch it out. Make sure it covers the bricks. Grab them both and hit group. And there you go. And if you want to stand your new wall up, just make sure everything is grouped together, which it is. Come over here, grab this arrow, and turn it to 90 degrees. When you do that, it's going to be standing straight up and down, but as you can see, it's going through the work plate. All you have to do is just hit D, and it's flat on the work plate, and you can build out your wall from there, however you want to do it. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is how to do a tower. And this is pretty neat. So what you do again, we just take another cube. We're going to make another brick size object. We'll bring it down. That looks good. Narrow it up a little bit. That looks good. Now we'll change the radius again to tone out those edges. We'll just move that up a little bit. There we go. So now we have a brick. Now what we want to do here is we need to turn this brick a little bit. So we're going to copy this brick just like we always do. Hit the duplicate button. We're going to move it out. Now when we get right to the edge, make sure they're touching. We're going to turn this brick just a little bit. Okay? And what that's going to do, I'm going to move it and make sure it just touches in the corner. So what that's going to do is that's going to make a circle. And I'm going to show you how to do that. With this brick right here, the one that you just turned, we're going to duplicate that. So we're going to come up here and we're going to hit duplicate, and we'll grab the brick and move the next one out and turn that one to match. Now what you need to do is just come up here and hit duplicate over and over and over again. Okay? So that is the first layer of your tower. So how do we do this? Well, we take it and we just group all of it together, just like normal. And then we duplicate that and we move it up. Let me click out of this, click on it, duplicate it. Now we can grab it and move it up. Okay? You can see it's up just a little bit. We'll move that down to where they're touching, just like that. But we need to rotate this top layer now. So the way we do that, just the same as always, grab this arrow over here and just turn it ever so slightly until you get it where you want it. And that looks about good to me right there. So we're going to click out of that and let's move it down just a little further. All right. So we have that as well. Now what we're going to do, we'll grab it and group it all together, and then we will click on it again, hit duplicate, move it up, make sure it's where it needs to be for the tower, and then just hit duplicate over and over and over again. And that will build up a stone tower for you. And of course, most castles were not red, so if you don't like that, just grab it, come over here to the color, change it to gray. And that is pretty much how you do keychains and adding text and building walls. There's so much you can do building walls this ways. There's so much stuff you can make. Um, I really enjoy making it like this. Um, so go ahead and play around with that for a while, and we'll go ahead and we'll stop this tutorial, and we'll get to the next one. Thanks. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this Tinkercad tutorial video. And if you're actually learning something, you're gaining some kind of knowledge from these videos, leave a message in the comments below. And if you have a special request on something you would like to learn how to do in Tinkercad, by all means ask, and I'll do my best to get it done for you and get a video made. But until then, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.